Do you really believe all your choices are made by rational thinking alone? Let me ask you this. Tell me, how do you achieve whatever you desire, whether it's financial success, emotional fulfillment, or finding love? Typically, it's through hard work and effort, right? But in a world where everyone seems to be searching for the upper hand, I challenge that you would have witnessed the majority of the discussed tactics in this video. The unsettling part is that you became a victim of this manipulation in such a subtle way that you didn't even realize it. This video isn't to teach you how to manipulate others. Instead, it's a vital warning that you can have much more control over your decisions. There might be people around you trying to gain an unfair advantage by manipulating you into doing what they want. Whether they're looking to get ahead of you in professional life, date you, seeking financial assistance, or attempting to involve you in harmful activities like smoking or drugs, it's essential to recognize these tactics and protect yourself. Let's get started with the 11 tactics of manipulation. 1. Gaslighting. It is a manipulation tactic where someone tries to make you doubt your reality, memory, or feelings. They do this to gain control and often to avoid taking responsibility. For example, your partner might be spending a lot of time with someone you're uncomfortable with, and when you express your concerns, they say, "You're being overly paranoid. I'm just trying to be more social and have more friends." Through gaslighting, manipulator aims to discredit your feelings and make you question yourself. 2. Guilt tripping. Imagine you work for a demanding boss who frequently asks you to work overtime, even on weekends. You've been working tirelessly, but one weekend you decide to prioritize a family event that's been planned for months. When you inform your boss that you won't be available, they respond with a more elaborate form of guilt tripping. Your boss might say, "I can't believe you're leaving us hanging on the most critical weekend of the year. We've always counted on you, and now you're letting the entire team down. I thought you were a dedicated and committed employee. If this project fails, it's all on you." This is an example of guilt tripping, where your boss not only makes you feel guilty for attending a family event, but also adds layers of responsibility and implied consequences, manipulating you into reconsidering your decision and working overtime. 3. Selfabasement. It is a tactic where an individual habitually diminishes their own worth and capabilities to elicit sympathy, validation, or special treatment from others. Imagine you have a business partner who frequently uses self-abasement as a manipulation tactic. They consistently downplay their abilities, often saying, "I'm a failure and you're much better at this." Over time, they've convinced you to handle the majority of business responsibilities while they distance themselves. This manipulation allows them to avoid work while still enjoying equal profits. 4. Love bombing. Imagine you meet someone who quickly becomes a close friend, describing you as like family. They send you gifts, go out with you, and insist on paying for everything, deepening your bond. They share personal stories and gain your trust. They then introduce a business opportunity, saying you're the only one they trust. You invest money, believing in this connection, only for them to vanish with your funds. This is a form of love bombing within scams, where excessive affection and trust building are used to manipulate victims into financial exploitation. Recognizing such manipulation is crucial for your protection. 5. Triangulation. How often have you found yourself in situations where you're being compared to someone else? Maybe it's your father comparing you to your sibling, your boss measuring you against the hardest working employee, or your spouse drawing parallels between you and your own friend in terms of how they treat their partner. Even in a workplace scenario, your juniors might be comparing you to their previous bosses. This is what's known as triangulation. Triangulation is a manipulation tactic where individuals introduce a third person into a relationship or scenario to ignite feelings of jealousy, competition, or insecurity. It's a way to create doubt, control, or pressure you into a specific behavior or decision. 6. Silent treatment. Imagine you've been saving money for an important financial goal, perhaps for furthering your education, buying a car, or investing in your business. You've made it clear to your close friend that you cannot afford to spend on non-essential expenses right now. Your friend suggests a vacation and wants you to join, but they are well aware of your financial situation. Since they know they can't logically argue against your sound financial decision, they resort to silent treatment. They express sadness and disappointment, avoiding conversations and interactions. They hope that by making you feel guilty or responsible for their unhappiness, you'll reconsider your financial priorities and decide to go on the vacation with them. 7. False urgency. It is a famous tactic often utilized by marketers to boost sales. You know those highly anticipated sale days you've been eagerly waiting for, where discounts and limited time offers abound? When the big day finally arrives, the urgency is so palpable that you might find yourself in such a hurry to grab a bargain that you end up purchasing items you don't actually need or perhaps don't need right at that moment. It's the sense of urgency that compels you to buy, and it's precisely this tactic that enables companies to effortlessly clear out their leftover stock. Whether it's a Black Friday sale or a Cyber Monday deal, the false urgency created by marketers lead to impulsive purchases. 8. Isolation. Imagine you're in a group of friends who engage in unhealthy habits like drinking, smoking, or drug use. You decide to break away from this lifestyle and seek healthier friendships. In response, your old friends emotionally blackmail you, claiming you're betraying them. They spread lies about your new friends and demand more of your time, making it challenging for you to establish healthier relationships and embrace a positive lifestyle. This is a form of isolation manipulation, intentionally separating the target from friends, family, or support networks to gain control and influence over them. 9. Projection. Imagine you have a friend who has a reputation for being a spendthrift, frequently asking for loans because they struggle to manage their finances effectively. You've often offered financial advice, encouraging them to save for a more secure future. One day you decide to treat yourself to an expensive purchase that you've saved for responsibly. Your friend, who is aware of your financial prudence, reacts by saying, "You're the one who's a spendthrift, always wasting money on fancy things." This manipulation tactic shifts the focus away from his inadequacies and redirects it toward you, potentially making you feel guilty or defensive, even though you are not at fault. 10. Information control. You're shopping for home insurance and receive an offer from an agent. They use complex jargon and technical terms to describe the policy, making it hard to understand what's covered. When you ask about coverage for natural disasters and water damage, they assure you it's included. However, when disaster strikes, you find out that almost nothing is covered. The agent used information control by hiding exclusions and limitations in the policy with technical language. 11. Negging. Imagine you're part of a project team at your workplace, and you've been doing a great job, consistently meeting your deadlines and contributing effectively. Your coworker, who may feel competitive or insecure, decides to employ the negging tactic during a team meeting. They say something like, "Well, I'm impressed. You actually managed to get something right this time. It's a nice change." In this workplace context, your coworker is using negging to subtly insult your professional abilities while trying to maintain an air of superiority. The aim is to make you question your competence and seek their approval or validation. All the while, they undermine your self-confidence. If someone ever tries to manipulate you again, share this video with them. We hope you found this video informative. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel for more thought-provoking content in the future.